Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram. Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram. Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga. Nitai 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 Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga Gaur Hari Jaya Sachinandana Gaur Hari. Nitai Gauranga Gaur Hari Jaya Sachinandana Gaur Hari. Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram. 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 Harinam Sankirtan Kri.
Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. Singing the Mangalacharna prayers and leading a short kirtan, and then I will speak about Sri Nityananda Prabhu and our beloved Srila Prabhupada. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Prabhupada Astotra Sutta Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jaya. ISKCON Samstapak Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajak Acharya Stotra Sutta Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jaya. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jaya. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jaya. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jaya. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jaya. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jaya. Navadvip Dham Ki Jaya. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. We are very blessed to have His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj with us. Actually, I had requested Maharaj that earlier I used to write to Maharaj, can you come in January, can you come in February? We were asking. Then I told Maharaj, you have a standing invitation. Whenever you come to India, please come. I requested Maharaj. So Maharaj's assistants, they informed us, and here Maharaj is with us. I'll give you a brief introduction about him. He was born, his name was Glenn Philip Teton. He was the only single son of Chicago lawyer who was appointed as judge later. In 1969 was the year when which he met Srila Prabhupada when he was a student of Brandeis University in Boston. And at that time Maharaj felt that, whatever I learnt in college in several years, I could learn much more in just one meeting with Prabhupada. In such a short time, Prabhupada was speaking with such clarity. Immediately Maharaj's heart was sold out and he decided to dedicate his life. He took initiation from Srila Prabhupada after graduating from the college, and he became a leading member at ISKCON Boston. And Prabhupada brought him with himself to India, and he wanted His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj to help in Indian Yatra, establishing Prabhupada's mission. As you all know, Prabhupada said, I am bringing the white elephants from America. So he was one of the very early day leaders. So in 1972, he was appointed by Srila Prabhupada as the president of ISKCON, Mumbai. I have attended many programs in Bombay whenever there was a talk about the Juhu temple's commencement and everything. Many leaders like Brajahari Prabhu, Devikan Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu, Surdas Prabhu, they all jointly acknowledged that Maharaj is like the backbone of the Juhu temple, because he was one of the very first founding members, assisting Srila Prabhupada and establishing the temple. Therefore, you all love his book because he has written the book with full realization. So Prabhupada appointed him to be the president of ISKCON Bombay and trustee of the BBT. And then, while he was overseeing the development of Harekshana land in Juhu, Bombay, he also gradually expanded his services to various other places, especially Vrindavan. This is the Bhaktivedanta Ashram in Govardhan, which has become a favorite place for many Mahatma devotees to congregate. You all know the place. Even today, Vaisheshika Prabhu and many others, many sannyasis come and stay there to study during Kartik month. That beautiful ashram which you see on the way to Govardhan Parikrama. So that is one of the places Maharaj developed. And also Kirtan ashram for women, Bhaktivedanta Hospice, Vrindavan Institute of Palliative Care. All these four, they were all developed in Vrindavan, and it is all the brainchild of Maharaj. He put his full attention to bringing up these wonderful facilities for the Vaishnavas. Also, Maharaj is very much known for his loyalty and dedication to Prabhupada and Prabhupada's mission. Once, His Grace Gauranga Prabhu was telling me that he spent like 2-3 hours with Maharaj trying to capture as many pastimes as possible of Srila Prabhupada. You ask a question and Maharaj has one pastime for that immediately. So he is soaked in remembrance of Srila Prabhupada and his pastimes, and he draws very important lessons for our lives. And that's why Gauranga Prabhu also recommends that book for all the leaders across the globe. Also, Maharaj is very good in fundraising. For Prabhupada chose 2 of them, His Holiness Tamaraksha Maharaj and His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. So Prabhupada felt this combination is very powerful. One like a thunderbolt, another one like a rose. And the combination. And the most amazing thing is they both were like thickest of friends also. So Prabhupada thought that one out of the 2 will surely work if you go to a big man. So, and they both have done, Maharaj has done a lot of fundraising for the Bombay temple and also cultivated the important members of society. When I was studying in GBC college, we got a paper about some 8-10 pages paper, which was given to us by His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj's article it is. There he talks about how Prabhupada treated the life members when they came to the temple, how he welcomed them, gave them prasad, how he cultivated them. So he is teaching many ways of how to do Dadati Pradigranati. Many of the confidential points he is mentioning there based on his observation of Srila Prabhupada. So in that way he was in fundraising, and as you know, Prabhupada departed in 1977. The next year he was awarded the sannyas order, and he was appointed the president of the ISKCON's Board of Trustees in India. And in 1982 he was appointed as ISKCON's GBC, Governing Body Commissioner, for Bombay, Mauritius, South Africa, Spain, Portugal, Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Maharaj also has taught at VIHE, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. And now also one of Maharaj's favorite programs is the Japa retreats across the globe. When I was in America, I have heard from many devotees. 3-day retreats, 4-day retreats Maharaj does. And Japa retreats and workshops he does. And presently, Maharaj is based in California, a place called Carpinteria. Maharaj is the same as Santa Barbara, is it?
It's like Greater Santa Barbara.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And he is now focusing on one of the main personal instructions that Prabhupada gave him. Anybody knows? Which Maharaj writes about it in the Watering the Seed book. Writing books, yeah. So when Prabhupada told him to write books, Maharaj was shocked. I am not a writer. How Prabhupada gave me this instruction? Later on he thought very deeply about it. So, and then once he started writing, now he has written many books now. Watering the Seed, Many Moons, Life's Final Exam, Death, Dying from the Vedic Perspective. And he's also working on many publications like including The Search for a Spiritual Master and his early days in Boston Temple, his travels with Srila Prabhupada in India, and Srila Prabhupada's monumental efforts in Bombay and Vaishnava Holy Days. All these books are in pipeline. You can wait to receive them one by one. Maharaj is currently writing them. So it's a very great wealth of wisdom. And Watering the Seed is a beautiful book. I have read it several times and underlined. Generally I used to underline important portions of the book. I had to underline the whole book. The whole book was so meticulously written. Every word he uses. Like one of his articles he says, tolerate reversals externally, remain cheerful internally, stay fixed in your duty. So I underline all the three. So like this, the whole book is full of pointers for you how to live as a devotee. So we are very blessed and fortunate to have him here. When I came here in 1995 to the Sri Radha Kunjabari temple, so Maharaj was also here. Actually, Maharaj was involved because he was on behalf of Juhu. Maharaj used to come to, because Juhu temple only started the ISKCON camp temple. So he would come to oversee how things are going on here. So there was some administrative settlement to be done. So Maharaj had come. So Maharaj is such a great encourager of devotees. So Maharaj patted me on my back and said, Radheshyam, how are you such a wonderful devotee? He asked. I was wondering what am I wonderful about? But that impression is still in me. And prior to that, I have seen him with my special master, his own Ranath Maharaj and his own Giriraj Maharaj in Bombay. When Chowpatty congregation was very small in the early days, in 1991, there were a few hundred people only. In 92, 93, 94, they both used to give many satsang programs in various parts of Mumbai. Practically every evening, they both will be sharing Krishna Leela. He will share one part and Maharaj will share another part. They are very close friends, and even in many of our yatras, Maharaj has come and given us tremendous inspiration. So now when I was hearing this kirtan, it was so calming to the mind and transporting us to another planet, Bhuloka to Goloka. So thanks to Maharaj for extending himself. Many of the Prabhupada disciples nowadays are very difficult to get because they have responsibilities all across the globe. But Maharaj kindly considers Pune as one of his areas to come. In IIT Bombay, when I was studying from the Juhu side, Maharaj would come many times, on a Saturday afternoon to give a program. When he comes, along with him, some 20 devotees will come from Juhu. Practically 3-4 cars would come. So devotees are very fond of Maharaj. And there also I got association in my very early days of my Krishna consciousness. So very deeply inspired by his personality, by his powerful presentation. So he's here with us. Let us welcome Maharaj with 3 loud Haribo. His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj ki. Along with His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj, we also have His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj, who is also here with us. He is a disciple of His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. And His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Maharaj, many of you may know, And if you don't know, he is very famous for the Japashraya course and Bhakti Sadachar course, which has become internationally acclaimed now. He teaches you how to chant 64 rounds effortlessly, very happily. If you want to know the secret, you can meet him. He will give you a lot of dry fruits and make you chant 64 rounds. So we would like to welcome Maharaj also. Haribol!
I'll go for a few minutes and I'll be right back. In the meantime, Radhe Shyam Prabhu suggests you do kirtan.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा। ये क्लास इंग्लिश में यहाँ होने वाला है। अब जिनको हिंदी में सुनना है उन भक्तों को निवेदन है कि आप नीचे भक्ति वेदांत हॉल में उसका ट्रांसलेशन डायरेक्ट होने वाला है, तो आप नीचे जा सकते हैं।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा।
तो आज नित्यानंद त्रयोदशी है, तो नित्यानंद त्रयोदशी का अवसर पर आज चैतन्य चरितामृत जो भी भक्त लेना चाहते हैं उनके लिए 1000 रुपये का डिस्काउंट उसमें उपलब्ध है। तो चैतन्य चरितामृत हमें पढ़ना है, अभी गौर पूर्णिमा भी आ रहा है, तो हम रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं 2 मिनट हिज ऑनरेस भक्ति बृहत भागवत स्वामी महाराज चैतन्य चरितामृत पढ़ने के बारे में बताएंगे। हरे कृष्ण।
How many books you have in stock? He has 500 sets in stock. So what's the regular retail price? So the regular retail price is 3,400. And what's the special English? 3,400. Why it's more? He said the Hindi is 4,730. Is the paper better or earlier? English is earlier stock. So the Hindi is the new print and the English is the earlier stock. How many English sets you have? So in the English sets is 126 sets. He wants to keep a little back in the storeroom, so we want to distribute today 108 sets. Something. No, wait, let's take one thing. Yeah. So if the English set is 3,400, what's the special discount? So today you get it for 2,400 rupees. Where would they pick up the sets? Where will they get the sets? Outside there is a stall. So you please raise your hand if you must take one Chaitanya Charitamrita set. Raise your hand. Huh? You asked me to ask them, right? Please help us. There's 1, 2, anyone else? 3, 4. Let's get 16 sets at least today. There's 4, so we have 12 more to go. How many brahmacharis need a set in their room? So who would like to sponsor for the brahmacharis? Their own person said it is Ishika Bhakti said that this is Thakur's favorite book. That's 5. Sponsorship? 6. Anyone else? I think it's just good enough for this morning. Because you put me on the spot, I would have come more prepared. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Panchatantra ki, Prabhupada ki, His Holiness Swami Maharaj ki. So we'll proceed in class. You can meet Savalachan Prabhu and Vamsi Mohan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. We welcome you on this most auspicious occasion of the appearance day of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. According to the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sri preliminary is Brahman, the impersonal light that emanates from the transcendental form of the Lord. Next is Paramatma, the localized super soul within the heart of all living entities. And the last word in realization of the Absolute is Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The Gyanis who realize the impersonal feature experience only the Sat, eternal aspect of the Absolute Truth. The Yogis who realize the Paramatma within the heart experience the eternal Sat and cognizant Chit, features of the Absolute Truth. And only the devotees who realize Krishna experience Ananda bliss, which is the goal and ultimate nature of every living entity. When an interviewer once asked Srila Prabhupada, what is the goal of life? Srila Prabhupada replied, the goal of life is to enjoy. Now, the effort to enjoy materially through the mind and senses leads only to frustration and misery. But spiritually, one can enjoy in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that pleasure, unlike the temporary so-called happiness of the material world, is eternal. And that eternal happiness can be realized through the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nitya means eternal, and Ananda means bliss. So if we come in touch with Lord Nityananda, we can realize that eternal bliss for which we are hankering. How do we become eligible for Lord Nityananda's mercy? That we can learn from the description of his qualities and pastimes in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are a number of verses that summarize the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, but one is especially instructive. From the Adi Lila, chapter 17, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in his youth. Text 17. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. So this is Adi Lila, chapter 17, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in his youth, text 17. Sabe sache dekila Rama Krishna dui bai, tabe nistarila Prabhu jagai madai. Translation. Thereafter, Mother Sachi Devi saw the brothers Krishna and Balaram in their manifestation of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Then the Lord delivered the two brothers, Jagai and Madhava. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One night, Sachi Devi dreamt that the devotees in her house, One night, Sachi Devi dreamt that the deities in her house Krishna and Balaram had taken the forms of Chaitanya and Nityananda and were fighting one another, as children do, to eat the Naivedya, or offering to the deities. On the next day, by the will of Lord Chaitanya, Sachi Devi invited Nityananda to take prasad at her house. Thus Vishwambar, Lord Chaitanya, and Nityananda were eating together, and Sachi Devi realized that they were none other than Krishna and Balaram. Seeing this, she fainted. So the story is that Sachi Devi had a dream and told her son Nimai, "Last night I had a wonderful dream, and in this dream, you and Nityananda went into my deity room and you picked up and you and Nityananda replied, 'Your days of stealing butter and playing pranks are over. Now you are appearing as Brahmins to chant the holy name.' Then they started to fight over Mother Sachi's offerings. And Krishna and Balaram said, 'These are meant for us. You can't have them.' And Gaur and Nitai were saying, 'But now you have appeared as us, so we can take them.' Mother Sachi asked Lord Chaitanya, 'What do you think of this dream?' And Lord Chaitanya said, 'This is a very wonderful dream, but don't tell anyone about it.' Because he was concealing his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He didn't want anyone to know that he was Krishna and Balaram, and Nityananda was Balaram. Then Lord Chaitanya said, 'I would go into the deity room to have Mahaprasad and see that half of it was gone.' His wife, Vishnupriya, was listening to this, and he knew that she was listening. So he said, 'When I would see that half of the offering was gone, I would suspect that it was Vishnupriya who took the Mahaprasad. But now I am seeing that these deities are very mystical, and I'm suspecting that they themselves might be eating half of the remnants meant for us.' He continued, 'Anyway, I think tomorrow you should invite Nityananda for lunch.' So she did, and as they were having lunch, she saw them transform themselves into Krishna and Balaram, and she fainted. So now back to Srila Prabhupada's purport. Jagai and Madhai were two brothers born in Navadvip in a respectable Brahmin family, who later became addicted to all kinds of sinful activities. By the order of Lord Chaitanya, both Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur used to preach the cult of Krishna consciousness door to door. In the course of such preaching, they found Jagai and Madhai, two maddened, drunken brothers, who, upon seeing them, began to chase them. The next day, Madhai struck Nityananda Prabhu on the head with a piece of earthen pot, thus drawing blood. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard of this, he immediately came to the spot, ready to punish both brothers. But when the all-merciful Lord Gauranga saw Jagai's repentant behavior, he immediately embraced him. By seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face and embracing him, both the sinful brothers were at once cleansed. Thus they received initiation into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra from the Lord and were delivered. So this is a very important pastime of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, and it is worth considering in detail because it will give us an insight into the actual mission of Gaur Nitai, and through Parampara, disciplic succession, the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and consequently the mission of his followers, which is all of us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur to go into Navadvip to approach whomever they met on the way, and to go door to door and approach people at home and request them to chant the name of Krishna, to worship Krishna, and to accept Krishna as their life and soul and the treasure of their wealth, and not to distinguish between who was qualified and who was not qualified. Many people in Navadvip were pious, and when Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur approached them, they accepted the request, and they all developed pure love for Krishna. One day, as Nityananda and Haridas were making their way around Navadvip, they saw a large crowd of people watching a spectacle from a distance. When they approached, they saw the two drunken brothers, Jagai and Madhai. The townspeople explained, they were born in a respectable Brahmin family, but in their youth they fell into bad association and have engaged in all sorts of sinful, horrible activities. They drink wine, they murder people, they burn down people's houses, they loot and rob and plunder them. They rape women, they eat cow's flesh. There is no sin they have not committed. They are extremely dangerous, and the whole of Navadvip lives in fear of them. Nityananda Prabhu thought, so far we have been approaching pious folks, and they've taken up the order of Mahaprabhu and become pure lovers of Krishna. But no one really knows the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. If we can convert Jagai and Madhai, then everyone will know the magnitude of Mahaprabhu's mercy. So Nityananda, accompanied by Haridas, approached the drunken brothers and delivered the message. Chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, follow Krishna's instructions, glorify Krishna, and give up your sinful activities. The two brothers were physically powerful, though, very powerful and arrogant, and they became enraged. Who are these people to tell us to worship Krishna and give up our activities? They decided to kill Haridas and Nityananda and started to pursue them, shouting, "Kill them, kill them, kill them." They were running after them, and Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur were running for their lives. While they were fleeing, Nityananda Prabhu said, "Haridas,
I think this is the end of us. This is it. And Haridas replied, I think you are right. Then Nityananda said, but you were caned in 22 marketplaces and Krishna saved you. So why don't you pray to Krishna to save us now? And Haridas said, yeah, that is true. But at that time, I wasn't associating with a madman like you. You went up to the two biggest demons on the planet and told them to chant Hare Krishna and give up their sinful activities. All the townspeople told us, stay away from them. They're very dangerous, but you didn't listen. Nityananda defended himself. You are blaming me, but actually, I'm not the one to blame. It's your master, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who's responsible. Never in the history of the world has a Brahmin acted like him, like a king, ordering people to go out in the town and approach people, whether they're pious or sinful, and ask them to chant Hare Krishna. I was just following his order. So don't blame me, blame him. And he added, if we don't follow his order, we're finished. And if we do obey his order, we're finished. Like that, they were joking and laughing as they were fleeing for their lives, Jagai and Madhai, in hot pursuit. Eventually, Jagai and Madhai, though strong and powerful and angry, couldn't keep up. They were a little heavy and quite drunk. So eventually they fell behind, and Nityananda and Haridas Thakur ran to Mahaprabhu. The Lord asked them to come report to him every day after their preaching, and they told him what happened. When he asked, who are these Jagai and Madhai? Gangadas Pandit and Srivas Thakur explained, they are most sinful. The whole of Navadvip lives in terror because of them. They kill people, they rape women, they burn down people's houses, they plunder their riches, they drink strong liquor, and they eat cow's flesh. Mahaprabhu said, I will kill them. I will cut them to pieces. But Nityananda Prabhu, and this is his extreme mercy, said, no, Lord, don't do that. Don't harm them. In Kali Yuga, our mission is not to kill the demons, but to deliver them. And in Kali Yuga, pretty much everyone will be like Jagai and Madhai. So don't kill them. You give them to me, I will take charge of them. Gauranga Mahaprabhu agreed, all right, I give them in your charge. And because you want to give them mercy, I predict that very soon they will be delivered. Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking with Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, who was sitting with Advaita Acharya, said, you don't know how difficult it is to have a Sankirtan partner who is a madman. He is an avadut. He goes to people's houses and steals their butter and yogurt. If the householder came out and punished them, if the householder came out and pursued them, Nityananda Prabhu, who was younger, would be gone, and they would catch Haridas. Sometimes Nityananda would ride on people's bulls and say, I am Mahesh. And sometimes he would milk the cows and drink all the milk. Sometimes he would approach small boys and say, I'm going to beat you. And they would become frightened and run home to their parents. And their fathers would come out with sticks to protect their children. And Nityananda would escape, but they'd catch Haridas. And he would fall at their feet and plead, please, please, it's not what you think. And sometimes Nityananda would go up to innocent young girls and say, I want to marry you. But today was the worst, Haridas said. Everyone told us to stay away from these drunken demons. And Nityananda went right up to them and said, give up your sinful activities, surrender to Krishna, and chant Krishna's name. They almost killed us. We barely escaped with our lives. Advaitacharya began to laugh in ecstasy, but with a little anger, and said, why are you surprised? It is the nature of drunkards to associate with other drunkards. Nityananda Prabhu is always intoxicated with Krishna Prema, Prema Rasa. So it's natural for him to want to associate with other drunkards. But you are a Naistiki Brahmachari, sober and learned. So why are you associating with those three? You let them associate with one another. Why should you get involved with them? Then he said, this is Advaitacharya, I know the power of my Nityananda, and you will see within 2 or 3 days these rogues will be chanting and dancing in kirtan with us. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. A day or two later, as Nityananda Prabhu was wandering around Navadvip in his playful mood, he again came upon the 2 drunk brothers. And again he approached them and delivered the same message. And again Madai was enraged. Who is this person? We almost killed him the other day, and still he is coming back. Who does he think he is? Then he asked, who are you? What is your name? Nitai replied, I am Avadut. And that was it. Madai picked up a clay pot, and with all his immense strength, he smashed the head of Nityananda Prabhu and cut a big gash. Blood covered Nitai's face and gradually his whole body. I don't mind that you struck me, he told Madai. But what really pains me is how much you are suffering in ignorance. Please accept the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and you'll be happy. That infuriated Madai even more. So he picked up another pot, wanting to kill Nitai. He was ready to smash him. But Jagai intervened and said, stop it. Can't you see that this is a genuine saintly person? That he actually has love for you and feels compassion for you? He is trying to help you. What will you gain by killing such an innocent soul? Meanwhile, the news of Madai's attack reached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he rushed to the scene, as Prabhupada said, angry as fire, and immediately called for his Sudarshan chakra to kill them. The chakra came like the blazing sun, but Nityananda Prabhu intervened. Lord, don't kill them. He beseeched Mahaprabhu, But Lord Chaitanya replied, I'm going to kill them. They have harmed my Nitai, and I'm going to kill them. Still, Nityananda said, but Jagai saved me. Madai was wanting to kill me, but Jagai stopped him. He saved my life. When Mahaprabhu heard this, his heart melted and the chakra immediately disappeared. He embraced Jagai and said, you saved my Nitai. You saved my Nitai. I forgive you for all you have done. After embracing him, he manifested a four-armed form with the symbols of Vishnu, the club, disc, lotus, and conch, placed his lotus foot on the heart of Jagai, and filled him with ecstatic love for Krishna. And Jagai was weeping in ecstasy. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turned his attention back to Madai. He was still angry and ready to kill him, but Madai's heart had also changed. The Chaitanya Bhagavat describes that the two of them, Jagai and Madai, were so close. They were like one soul in two bodies. So by Jagai's heart changing, Madai's heart also changed. And of course, he didn't want to be killed. He said, you have given mercy to Jagai, but we're together. We've done everything together. Whenever we plundered someone's house, we did it together. Whenever I burned down someone's house, he was with me. Whenever I drank liquor, he was with me. Whenever I ate cow's flesh, he was with me. We did everything together. So why are you giving him mercy and not me? You should give me mercy too. Mahaprabhu replied, no, I will not give you mercy because you have hurt my Nitai. Madai said, we've read in scriptures that so many demons attacked you with weapons and you delivered them all. So you should deliver me too. And Mahaprabhu replied, and this is very significant, my dear devotees. Mahaprabhu replied, no, I will not deliver you. Nityananda's body is more dear to me than my own. Those demons attacked my body and I delivered them. But you attacked Nitai's body, which is more dear to me. I will not forgive you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was poised to kill Madai, and Madai pleaded for mercy. Then Mahaprabhu showed the way. You beg for Nitai's mercy. If he gives you mercy, then I will spare you. So Madai prayed to Nityananda Prabhu, and Mahaprabhu told Nitai, if you actually forgive him, then you should embrace him. And Nityananda Prabhu, his whole body still covered with blood, picked up Madai, who had prostrated himself, and embraced him. That is how merciful he is. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, all right, I will spare you. Nitai said, now I give him to you. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Madai prema bhakti. This is inconceivable. He gave something that Lord Brahma does not have. He gave him something that great rishis and sages and devas are endeavoring to get. He gave it to Madai and Jagai, and they were the most horrible, sinful reprobates. So, all that Nitai wanted came true. Later, back at Mahaprabhu's house, the devotees had sang kirtan, and Mahaprabhu said that all of Nitai's desires would come true. Nitai was thinking, if these two demons, the worst on the planet, could receive Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, then my traveling and preaching everywhere will be successful. He thought, if I can convert these two demons to accept the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then I can actually consider myself a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if these two demons can chant and dance in ecstasy with the Vaishnavas, I can consider that my name, Nityananda, has value and is true. So, my dear devotees, what comes next is very significant and instructive. There was a big festival of Kirtan, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Don't any of you think that Jagai and Madhai are sinful. I will accept all their sinful reactions. Just watch." And as Gauranga, in his beautiful golden form, began to accept their sinful reactions, his body turned black. He asked Advaitacharya, "What do you see? What do I look like?" Advaita replied, "I see Shamsundar. Gaurasundar has become Shamsundar." Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "How will I get free from these sinful reactions?" "It will be through Harinam Sankirtan. So all of you do Harinam Sankirtan, and I will be relieved of these sinful reactions." But then where will the sinful reactions go? And listen carefully, my dear devotees. But then where will the sinful reactions go? They will go into the hearts of those who blaspheme Vaishnavas, who criticize devotees. So they had ecstatic kirtan, and Mahaprabhu, with his black form, was dancing in ecstasy, and gradually the black went away. His form became lighter, and he resumed his original beautiful, fair, Gauranga, golden hue. After this, the Vaishnavas accepted Jagai and Madhai. But especially Madhai felt guilty because he had tried to kill Nityananda Prabhu, who was the cause of his deliverance. He was very sad. Nityananda Prabhu could see this and inquired, "You've been liberated. You've been given prema bhakti. Why are you so sad? Don't be sad." Madhai replied, "When I think that I tried to kill you, I feel terrible. I just can't forgive myself." Nityananda said, "I accept you like my son. Sometimes a child will hit the parent, but the parent doesn't take it seriously. I forgive you." Madhai said, "But what about all the other people I wronged and caused pain to? I was so intoxicated, I don't even know who they are. I don't even know how to ask them to forgive me. I hurt so many." And Nityananda Prabhu said, "You should make a ghat, a very beautiful ghat, with your own hand. And when people come to take bath, you prostrate yourself before them and ask them to forgive you. And serve whoever comes in a menial way. Being close to the Ganga, you will be purified." So Madhai did that. And when people saw how humble he and his brother had become, their hearts melted, and they gave them all affection and respect. But there were some people who were still angry, who had been so hurt by the brothers, by Madhai in particular, and seeing them in that humble position, they would take up a stone and throw it at his head. And returned to them and Madai was now so meek, however, that he would pick up the stone and return it to them, saying, I am so sinful. I have caused so much pain to others. Once is not enough. You should hit me again. And then even the people who were the most upset and angry had to forgive him and embrace him. So this is the mercy of Gaur-Nitai. And that was what Nityananda Prabhu wanted, that people should understand the glory of Mahaprabhu's mercy. Srila Prabhupada took up the same mood of approaching anyone and everyone, pious or sinful, qualified or unqualified, without discrimination. As Nityananda Prabhu said, in Kali Yuga, practically everyone will be like Jagai and Madhai. That may be more apparent in America and Europe than in India. Though I did hear a talk in which Srila Prabhupada was discussing how demonic Western civilization is, and how the leaders, and pretty much everyone, are demons. But then Prabhupada added, actually in my country also, 80% are demons. But still, what Prabhupada encountered in 1965 when he came to America was something that people now, especially in India, can't even imagine. So Srila Prabhupada has really continued Nityananda Prabhu's mission. When one of Prabhupada's early disciples came to India, and the Calcutta temple president phoned Prabhupada in Bombay to tell him that this devotee was smoking ganja, marijuana, and asked what to do, Prabhupada told his secretary to relay his response. Tell him that if he doesn't stop smoking ganja, I will reject him. Afterwards, Tamal Krishna Goswami asked Prabhupada, is it true that if he doesn't stop smoking ganja, you will reject him? And Prabhupada said, no, I cannot reject anyone. Tamal Krishna Goswami asked, but don't you have to draw the line somewhere? And Prabhupada replied, the mercy of Lord Nityananda is unlimited. So that was Srila Prabhupada's mood. He was in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. So on this most sacred and blessed occasion, we can pray to Nityananda Prabhu to inspire and empower us with his mood of humble persuasion. I saw that mood in Srila Prabhupada. He often instructed us, but I saw it personally. Prabhupada often quoted a verse by Prabodhananda Saraswati about how we should approach people the way Nityananda Prabhu approached them. The verse is Dante Nidaya Jinakam Padayor Nipatya. I take a straw in my mouth. That is a sign of utter humility. And I bow at your feet. Kakut satam kritvachatam bravime. And I flatter you 100 times. Hey Sadhava, O great learned man, Sakalam eva vihaya durad. Whatever you have learned, you keep it far away. And Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuragam. Just accept the mercy of Lord Gauranga. Just surrender to Lord Gauranga. Become attached to Gauranga's lotus feet. And Srila Prabhupada preached in that way. So, in his humble mood, Nityananda was begging. He wasn't begging for money. He was begging for people to take the holy name. Literally begging, falling at their feet, rolling in the dust and begging them. And that, in essence, is what Prabhupada did with us. And none of us would be here today if Srila Prabhupada hadn't done that. So I'll conclude with one of my favorite statements of Srila Prabhupada. He said, to approach Radha and Krishna, you need the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you need the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you have to approach people like Jagai and Madai. So if you ever feel, oh, I'm too high, I'm too holy, I can't approach these people, we should think of that instruction and Srila Prabhupada's example and Nityananda Prabhu's example, and really pray, beg, to be humble instruments of their love and mercy and compassion. As Srila Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj told him, that will be good for you and good for the people who hear you. And we should loudly chant the holy names. Hari. So, my dear devotees, thank you for listening so patiently and attentively. Now, if any of you have any questions or any comments, any reflections you would like to share, you can raise your hand.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for such a wonderful, explanations and your realization. Actually, just want to understand, Maharaj. Actually, Prabhupada is so merciful. Actually, as you stated about Tamal Krishna Maharaj incidents. Actually, about that one devotee was smoking ganja, and Prabhupada later on said, "I still I still accept him." Kind of. So, how to realize this mercy, understand this mercy, and how to become loyal to Srila Prabhupada and his vision? Can you please?
Yes, Srila Prabhupada was extremely merciful, just like Lord Nityananda. In fact, there was another incident similar to the one about the disciple in Calcutta who was smoking ganja. So Srila Prabhupada had a disciple who somehow started to stay on Juhu Beach. And he also fell into bad association. And he was doing different tricks to get money. Like something like you'd put a coin in one ear and make it come out the other. So Tamal Krishna Goswami said to Srila Prabhupada that he's known as a member of ISKCON, he's known as your disciple, He's doing all these strange things, so you should reject him. And Srila Prabhupada replied in the same way, no, I cannot reject anyone. And again, Krishna questioned, but don't you have to draw the line somewhere? And again, Srila Prabhupada said, the mercy of Lord Nityananda has no limit. So Srila Prabhupada really exemplified that mood of Lord Nityananda's mercy. And we should develop the same mood. Of course, Lord Chaitanya is also very merciful, and Rupa Goswami prayed to him, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaura Tvishe Namaha. And Srila Prabhupada said that the temple presidents in ISKCON and the other officers are representatives of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so they should demonstrate that same merciful mood. So yeah, we're meant to receive mercy and also give mercy. Yeah, and that will please Srila Prabhupada, and by his blessings we'll become more attached to him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, I heard that Srila Prabhupada, he gave the first initiation to some candidates. After that, he, with his own hands, he wrote something and put up on the notice board and said that you have to follow these 4 regulatory principles. So then the devotees saw that they were shocked. Oh, we are supposed to follow these 4 regulatory principles. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no all that. So they came to know soon after initiation. And subsequently, for all initiations in future, Prabhupada made that as one of the criteria.
Yeah.
So is it not drawing a line? Why not give initiation to even those who smoke ganja also?
Well, Prabhupada's point was that he wouldn't reject anyone, but that doesn't mean that he would just initiate anyone also. There were certain standards that the candidates for initiation had to meet. So that's a different thing. The initiated, they had to come up to a certain standard. But then Prabhupada wouldn't reject anyone because of being in the mood of Lord Nityananda's mercy.
Maharaj, in that aspect also, there are 2 types of people. One has a sensual, weakness. Another one has philosophical deviation. So I heard that the philosophical deviation is more serious than, somebody who has a weakness for the senses. Because a person who is weak, having weakness, is slipping and falling down, and Prabhupada would be sympathetic and hope and see that they'll again rise to the higher standard over a period of time. But those who are philosophically deviated, they misrepresent Prabhupada and having them within the fold of ISKCON and not drawing a line, will it not misrepresent ISKCON to the world?
Yeah, that's a good point. There were rare occasions when Srila Prabhupada did reject someone. I don't need to discuss the details, but they not only had they deviated philosophically, but they, in a way, they had not exactly rejected Prabhupada, but they considered that there were other people who could give them higher knowledge than Prabhupada. So they went to the other people, and I think one of them asked Prabhupada for his blessings, and Prabhupada replied, how can I give you my blessings to do something that I don't want you to do? So yeah, there were some rare cases like that. Very unfortunate. And this devotee in particular was a Sanskrit scholar. That's also a danger, that when someone knows some Sanskrit, they think they can understand the Shastra better. So, yeah. Then I think Prabhupada said, I give you my blessings to go to hell. Oh, here's one. Oh,
Whereas some devotees want to learn Sanskrit to study the Shastras more deeply. What was Prabhupada's advice regarding the same, regarding learning Sanskrit?
well, he said that to really learn Sanskrit takes 12 years, and it's a big investment of time and energy, which he didn't really recommend. But there are some devotees who have that interest, and they can, they can learn Sanskrit, and they can use that in the service of Srila Prabhupada and the mission. Yeah.
Maharaj, you had, in the end, you were sharing how you quoted from Prabhupada that to attain Radha Krishna, one has to approach Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya we can attain through Nityananda Bhu. And if we want to attain Nityananda Bhu, then we have to approach Jagai Madais also. And if we think we are very holy and they're very not, they're lowly, so then that's not the proper consciousness. So Maharaj, sometimes we see that devotees, when they want to read a lot of, like they want to get into Vrindavan Rasa. So sometimes they get cut off from preaching Rasa. While what you are sharing, like Prabhupada is one of the most deepest of the Vrindavan Vasis, and he had such preaching mood also. And we see in his such successes, all of you great souls also. So how a devotee, if he is wanting to approach Radha Krishna, the rasas also, at the same time he should not get into any distraction from, like he should also have proper understanding, connection with the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, can you please, Maharaj, share something on this?
Yeah. Just to repeat what Srila Prabhupada said, that to approach Radha and Krishna, you need the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. To get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you need the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you have to approach people like Jagai and Madha. When I first joined, I heard that Srila Prabhupada said that if you want to develop the love of the gopis for Krishna, you should spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. And, the mood of the gopis is that they would do anything to please Krishna. And Krishna is pleased most when we preach, as he says at the end of the Bhagavad Gita. So preaching will, in a way, it's in the mood of the gopis, and as Srila Prabhupada said, that the way to develop the love of the gopis for Krishna is to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So, we definitely should not neglect preaching in the attempt to develop, some Vraja Ras.
And Maharaj, just in this same connection, in our preaching mission, as Srila Prabhupada has organized it as an institution, sometimes devotees, when they are trying to approach the Radha Krishna thing, so there are Vrindavan Babas and all, who just talk katha, versus when we deal with the mission, there is management. There is a lot of tension around any preaching activity involves management, taking care of people who may be having anarthas. So sometimes that a person feels that let me just first work on self. So what is the balancing between like how we deal with the, like when we deal with the management and the institution, people, what is the right perspective towards it?
I think of what Srila Prabhupada said, work now, samadhi later. Oh. But balance, as you said, is very important. We have to balance our sadhana and our service. Yeah, and also health. I mean, I'm mentioning health because Srila Prabhupada said, first health, then sadhana, then service. And another time he said, first health, then chanting, then service, then reading. So it's also part of Krishna consciousness to keep the body fit for serving Krishna.
Or is related to the institution, like when they think that these like Vrindavan Babas are not having any institution, so it looks very simplistic bhakti, direct bhakti. It looks like direct bhakti, but we have an institution, and there is that perspective. People develop that this institutional thing is little extra, which we don't want. So, what we should share with such devotees?
Are you saying what should you tell a devotee who just wants to go to Vrindavan and become like a Babaji?
Not be a
Or
Babaji,
associate with the
but they want
Babaji?
simple katha, rasa, and all that, but they don't feel comfortable with the institutional, the institutional aspects of ISKCON movement.
I mean, they can do that. It's not wrong. And I mean, there were disciples who wanted to go to Radhakund, and it's not really the best that we can offer to Srila Prabhupada, but it's not terrible also if they want to cultivate bhakti in that way. It's not the best. Yeah.
Maharaj, somewhere Prabhupada said to condense the milk, actually, to have the condensing the milk about devotee.
Oh, yes.
Having the
Boil the
sincerity,
milk.
boiling the milk, sorry,
Boil the
boiling the milk and condensing the devotees. So Guru accept devotees actually, as the disciples, even though there are some misgiving or misbehavior actually. But what is the responsibility and role of a devotee who is sending them towards Guru for initiation? What is they should distinguish, or they should also not distinguish and just send, just because Guru is giving mercy, so we can just send people like that only, or they should also distinguish first and then send to Guru for initiation? What should we see this?
Well, they should only suggest people for initiation who meet the requirements. Chanting 16 rounds, I would say for at least a year, following the 4 regulative principles for at least a year, And now there's another requirement to take the ISKCON Disciple course, IDC, so they should also fulfill that requirement. And then they could be recommended. It shouldn't be a cheap thing.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
So we had a very beautiful pravachan by Maharaj. Maharaj told us about how Krishna Balram are non-different from Shri Shri Gaurnitai. They are one and the same with Sachimata's pastime, and then Maharaj told us about the pastime of Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur going on a preaching mission, delivering Jagai and Madai. It was such an enlivening pastime to hear from Maharaj with all explanation. Very beautiful. And also especially Maharaj was highlighting compassion of Lord Nityananda and how even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was touched by that. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Very kind of you. So we also have, you can introduce the books. We'll do that. Who is telling about the books? Different books. Can show the new book which has come. You all know this famous book, I Will Build You a Temple. Maharaj had launched it last time. And here there is another book, Dancing White Elephants. Traveling Virtual Prabhupada in India. It is between August 1970 to March 1972. So when His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj was sent to India and traveling with Prabhupada, this book is available here on the table. Yeah. One devotee is giving some discount on this book, some 200 rupees if any of you want to take. You come to the table, they will give you. Huh? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, in the year 2022 and 2023, there was a program called as Managers and Leaders Training Program, in which His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu had conducted 40 online courses, 40 online sessions, and there was also one session taken by His Grace Revtipati Prabhu. It's called as MALT, Managers and Leaders Training Program. Maharaj, so in this program, around 250 plus devotees had initially participated. And then in this course, actually some devotees have given subjective question answers for all the 40 sessions. And each of the 40 sessions were taken almost on weekly basis. So out of that, around 18 devotees graduated with the completion certificate. And today over here, 9 devotees are present for receiving the wonderful certificate by a lotus hand. So Maharaj, if you can kindly grace this occasion. There was a team of devotees who were involved in the service for this. Just to name few, we had Jagdish Prabhu, Kashi Mishra Prabhu, and Pushkar Prabhu, and many others who had been rendering the service over here. And now if you allow Maharaj, we can call the one by one the devotees for getting the certificate, if you want. So Jagdish Gaurang Prabhu, please come, Jagdish. Shankar More Prabhu, Shankar More Prabhu, Krishnapad Prabhu.
Are you Jagadish Garak?
Manisha Vishlavat Mataji. Gopinath Leela Prabhu. So Maharaj, this program was majorly for all the TMC and leaders of entire Maharashtra. There were some leaders from NVCC also who have participated, but majorly from across Maharashtra. So Shankar More Prabhu. Shankar More Prabhu, please come. Shankar More Prabhu. Manisha Vishwanath Mataji, please come. Krishnapad Prabhu. गोपीनाथ लीला प्रभु महाराज, कृष्णपाद प्रभु, इट इज ऑफिशियल नेम, काशीनाथ विनोद राव कोके। गोपीनाथ लीला प्रभु, वैकुंठ विलासिनी माता जी, करुणा किशोर प्रभु, करुणा किशोर प्रभु, करुणा किशोर प्रभु, राधा हरा माता जी, सीता रूपा माता जी, so his son, Maharaj, Sita Rupa Mata ji's son is receiving on his behalf, on her behalf. So Shankar More Prabhu, yeah, Shankar More Prabhu and Gopinath Leela Prabhu we can receive. Thank you very much.
आइए आज इस सुंदर प्रवचन के लिए महाराज जी को हम 3 बार हरि बोल बोलकर धन्यवाद देंगे। हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि। उन्होंने इस गिरिराज स्वामी महाराज की। सो अभी अभिषेक की शुरुआत होने वाला है। जो भक्त सेकंड इनिशिएटेड है, माता जी और प्रभु जी, इनको निवेदन है कि आप अभिषेक कर सकते हो। जो भक्त ब्राह्मण इनिशिएटेड है, इन भक्तों को निवेदन है कि आप अभिषेक के लिए बाहर जाना है और वहाँ परिक्रमा मार्ग के पास आचमन करके रेडी रहना है। पहले ब्रह्मचारी अभिषेक करेंगे, उसके बाद सब गृहस्थ माता जी प्रभु जी अभिषेक करेंगे। सिर्फ जो ब्राह्मण इनिशिएटेड है उनको ही अभिषेक करने के लिए अलाउड है। 11:30 तक अभिषेक चलेगा। 11:30 के बाद हिज ग्रेस राधेश्याम प्रभु यहाँ प्रवचन देंगे। 12:30 बजे आरती होगी और 1 बजे सभी के लिए प्रसादम।